go. I've been playing around with ChatGPT today. It's quite cool. It's not better than I know how good it is. It's just I've never really used it much before, but I'm kind of getting into it today. It's cool. I like it.
Nice, man. I'll tell you this with chat, as well as any of the AIs out there. I know a couple other agents have been talking about some different programs and stuff. The more it can understand you, the better it becomes. You
Oh yeah,
know,
100%.
and that's a huge thing. And the more action items you can give, the better your dialogue will come to. And then like I'll even use words like I'll say, don't use this. Like a lot of times I do it like for my YouTube videos and whatnot, and it'll say, did you know? And it'll start every one of them with, did you know? And I'm like, hey, it's cool for a couple of them, but people will get tired of
Yeah.
that. And so I said, do not use, did you know? And so it's little stuff like that. Yet it's always ongoing and tweaking, man. What are you loving about it?
Um,
Or what are you looking at? What are you building? Let me ask.
what? Yeah. So, well, first of all, I was like my wife put an image into it the other day, and it was like an image of us and the family, the kids and that, and she was like, "I'll make this into like a Disney looking thing, like animated," and it came out really really cool. I was like, "I want to try that," so I put up an image of me on the phone, and I said, "Take this image and kind of like turn it into comics book style." Like I wanted just to try it out and see what it looks like. So it did it, but my face looked really old and super grumpy, and I was like, "Okay, so make me younger." So then it did it, and it made me like younger, but I still doesn't look like me. And I was like, make it look more like me. And asked for a picture of me to use my features. And I was like, right, here you go. There's an image. And it basically just took like the young version that it made it fatter, and that was it. So,
Nice.
Let's
see it. Let's see it.
I can share my screen, right?
Yes, you can now.
Right. So this right here is the image of me just talking on the phone. And I was like, make me a comic book style thing. And it made this. And I was like, I mean, it's okay, but I don't know. I look old and grumpy.
Yes.
So I said, make me younger. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you've clicked yet. I first wrote to it in Spanish and it did it, and then I wrote to it in English. I didn't even realize that I changed language, but ChatGPT doesn't care.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's really cool, actually. Cool. It's really cool. So I said, make me younger. And there was the young version. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it looks like me. And I was like, make it look more like me. Boom, there's my image. Yeah, and then it just made me fat, so. I'll just stick with the young one.
Well, yeah, in that last picture, in the chubby picture, at least you've got like a smile on your face a little bit,
Yeah.
So,
make a comic book out of it. This is like my twin brother from.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that could be yeah, whatever. Make up a name, and there you go.
But something really really cool I did. And this is all in Spanish. I would have shared it otherwise. First of all, I did some ad copy. I was looking for some inspiration for ad copy for an ad that I'm making for an event going on soon to bring on some more agents.
Okay.
And that was cool. I was like, I made the ad copy and I was like, okay, but do it like this and this and change things. And it kind of like adapts it to what you. It's really cool. I love it. And then I edited a bunch of it myself. But then I said to it, give me a formula for a super successful life routine for me. And then I said, so I am real estate agent and leader. I lead a group of agents. I would like to sell 20 homes a year. I would like to bring on 2 more productive agents every month. I got 2 kids. I'm married. I play the guitar, blah, blah, blah. Just wrote about me. And then it gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and it was really, really cool. And it gave you like a formula at the end. It called it the 3-2-1 formula. It gave me like a daily routine calendar, how to split it up weekly, what day to do certain activities. It gave me critical tasks to do every day. Yeah, the 3-2-1 formula was cool. it was three critical tasks every day. One for selling, one for attracting, and then one for maintaining relationships. 2 deep work blocks, no distractions, maximum focus every day. And then 1 me moment for the day, which is like playing guitar, listening to music, family, friends, whatever. And I just thought it was really cool. And it did the whole thing. And then it was like, oh, do you want this in a PDF, like in a visual calendar, and then blah, 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 all the rest of it. And I was like, man, I should be using this way more.
Right. Well, it really is, man. It enhances
Cool.
everything that we're doing
Yeah.
just like that, man. Um, what I'm thinking of me in that manner of what you just built for yourself. If I were to do that, what may work for me is to outline this in a daily format as far as time frames and timing.
Yeah.
Time management is something that I work on, you know? And so to say, hey, all right, cool, you just built this list, but how do I get it done in 6 to 8 hours?
Oh, it's here. Let me show you.
Oh, is it?
It,
All right, yeah, please do.
it's in Spanish, but I'll just kind of like show you what they did for me.
Okay.
So this is the prompt, and then it gave me stuff. So it was like because I asked it for like a life routine. So
Well,
here it is.
go back. Hey, go back real fast. So what was your prompt again?
So the prompt was, tell me formula. Give me a formula for a super successful life routine for me. I'm an agent. Blah blah blah. Then it described me.
Play the guitar, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah,
I could have went into way more detail on it, to be fair, and still can. But
yeah.
yeah. So then it gave me.
For Bryn's case, she's gonna love that it said "toca la guitarra" because that's I always when they were kids, I'd always say "tocar la guitarra," and it was just something. It was that, and "Donde está la biblioteca?" That's it's just stuff that sticks in my head that I would tell them when they were young. So yeah, I saw that in there. So, anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. See, it came in handy eventually. See, there we go.
Yep, that's it.
So it comes up with like your key goals and objectives, blah blah, what you want in your routine. So then it's got 6 to 7 a.m. All the stuff includes like visualization, meditation, brief reading. Gives you the intention for that task. It's really cool. And then 7 to 8, planification and family, blah blah, have breakfast, whatever else. Obviously, you could adapt this like, okay, but I work from this hour to this hour. I can't work from these hours, and you can usually completely adapt it to yourself. So then it's productive blocks, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This is a thing. Then your Tuesdays and Thursdays, EXP. That's cool. Model explained presentation. I didn't even mention EXP in the prompt.
Yeah,
That's because it knows me, and I've asked it about other stuff about EXP and whatever else. Lunch, blah blah blah. Your second productive block, family time, and then like closing up the day. And then it's got your weekly routine, critical like tasks. Then it's got that 3-2-1 formula that I spoke about. Yeah, so it's all there. Like your daily thing. There, it literally just gives you a day-to-day calendar of how you should be doing things. It's really cool. It went into detail.
yeah, no, it is good. And did you ask it to give it a breakdown like that per hour?
No,
Okay, it
no.
just did
I asked for a
a
super
formula though.
accessible life
Yeah.
routine. Yeah.
Would
So
you do me a favor and throw that in Google Translate for me real fast? And then I'm gonna post it when we post this on
I can just
social.
ask it to translate to English.
Oh, okay.
Do
Oh,
this in English. Do you always say please and thank you to ChatGPT? I do.
I do too. Yeah, just
Yeah.
just so when they take over the world, we're okay.
Yeah,
We're
we're
on the
on
good. We're on the good list at that point. There you
There
go.
we go.
Look at that. How easy was that to
And just
translate it? Holy cow!
I always use ChatGPT for translations. Always.
No, really.
Yeah, I went off of Google Translate and I used this
Yeah,
one. So yeah.
interesting.
You want me to send this to you or something?
Yeah. No, you don't have to send that to me. Just go back up because your prompt's not in there as far as English. So I was just going to share that with other people that, um, of course, it's going to be very specific to people, but I know people aren't going to think everything, just to our viewers is really what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Um,
No, yeah, it's kind of here the prompt, but not
oh
really. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
super successful life routine as a real estate agent, team leader, husband, father of two, music lover. That's what it has here. Just
yeah.
ask for your super successful life routine formula,
Okay.
tailored to me, and then write,
Yep.
I am blah blah
Perfect.
blah. I do this. These are my hobbies. These are my kids. This is my family situation. This is the food I eat. This is the food I don't eat. Blah, everything. Like you can get super
Yep.
detailed. It's really cool.
Nice. No, that's
Yeah.
great, man. Very cool. And um, just to build on this, to even break down more about this, you remember Tony King we had on here a while back. If you
Yep.
And for those who hasn't seen him, watch our YouTube video with him. He's just got a great insight. We were talking about morning mindset with him.
Yeah.
He sent me a message and it said, "Hey, put this in ChatGPT." And it says, "Based on what you know about me, what is my weakness?"
Oh, right.
And it
That's interesting. Yeah.
and it breaks it down. So you could take you could even do maybe this first, maybe do, hey, what's my weakness, understand that, then go for that secret life formula to incorporate it. Because let me share my screen real fast. So on this, as you look at it, it's I love how it starts. Ooh, great question. And honestly, kind of a brave one to ask, because you are going to get, especially if you use ChatGPT a lot, it knows you pretty decent.
Yeah.
If it's your first day on ChatGPT, this is not the question to ask. Obviously, build it up,
Right. Right.
wait a little bit. But if you're using it day after day, especially within real estate, dive into this. So then, right off the beginning, it tells me I'm doing a lot,
Right.
which yes, totally true. It's got YouTube videos, lead gen, nurturing buyers and sellers, mentoring, attracting agents to EXP, staying involved locally, trying to dominate a market. So you might be the bottleneck.
Right.
So it breaks it down, and then it says, "Hey, here's my advice. Do this, do this." All right, cool. So I said, "Yeah, thank you," and spot on. Yes, please help me build a scalable back end and our team roadmap. So
Cool.
that way, it's
Yeah.
setting up that whole outline, very similar to what you were just doing too. But it also is talking about those weaknesses, because if you could take that weakness and turn it into a strength, how strong will you be? And then you've got it
Right.
all lined up. So it's got all this stuff, delegate and build a lean team, because I talk about virtual assistants, a video editor, all this stuff in there, break it down. Um, as it went, and I said, all right, I have a VA currently, which is, our assistant, and have thought about getting a second one just part-time to start. Let's create a 6 month plan to minimize weaknesses and maximize my strength with daily steps. Right.
Right.
So boom, here it goes.
That's
So
cool.
now it starts putting all that together. So
That's
systems and time audit. So which is huge. This is stuff that I don't generally think about, but I need
yeah.
in
Yeah.
order to scale my business. Then it even has, train VA number one, train VA number two. It's got daily steps, brain dumps, organize, all this stuff. So it's
That's so
it just
cool.
breaks, yeah, right. And it just continues. It's got, look at 6 months, yeah, of 6 months each week, and then yeah, you could go back down and do it, like your breakdown to say, hey, then do daily, then do hourly,
Right. Right.
whatever's going to work. So I really love this one, and was super grateful for Tony sharing that, and just to
That's cool.
just it really opened my eyes a lot of how to be even better. And now it's
Fun.
just a matter of implementing of, hey, all right, cool. How do I get that second assistant? What does that look like? How does it break apart? Um, and how do I grow from there? But I think it's huge.
That is really cool, and it's I don't know. I say yeah. You also say like please and thank you all the time. I saw a thing that it said that um I don't know. It's like I'm not the founder of ChatGPT. I don't know if it has a founder per se, but the people behind it say that when you say please or thank you, it costs them like billions of dollars. I was like, well, I don't know,
Really?
but just
Why is
yeah,
that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but
Huh,
I just thought that was funny because I had just written to ChatGPT and I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you. See you later. I was like,
that's hilarious.
yeah.
Um,
So it's really really interesting, and it gives you like follow up prompts as well, so you can like write all of those things, and then it'll give you like, do you want to ask this next? Do you want to ask this next? What about this? And it's really, I don't know. It's just something I kind of went into it more than I ever have before today.
okay.
And
Well,
yeah, it's kind of blown
it,
my mind,
it
honestly.
changes the way that you think, though, right?
Yeah,
Because when you have an assistant like ChatGPT, you got to think a little differently to say, hey, I need this answer, but I need to go around this way to go get it,
right.
Um, so that's where, just like this with mine, where I kept asking a question. Great, this is awesome. All right, now do this. All right, great, now do this. And so it builds that momentum. So I want to take it. My next thing I want to build out too is for YouTube and how to really increase the SEO. And then also, I want to understand how to um, get higher views with like Google, like for people searching. How can
Yeah,
that how can that increase?
yeah,
So that's something that I want to put in there to create that plan of how do I grow bigger on that spectrum, because Google and YouTube are tied together.
yeah.
So I should, like, if I go and search myself, there's other things that pop up. But if I go to the videos tab, you've got an image and a videos tab. The videos tab is all me,
Right.
or if I look up world title real estate, it's all my videos. But in the searches, it doesn't always pop up as my stuff. So that's where I want to get that better too. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll let you know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that kind of goes like outside of my area of expertise when we talk about like search engine optimization and meta tags and all these things. Like I don't know. It's like I know what it is, and I kind of have a very basic understanding of how it works and what I
Hmm.
should be doing, but I don't really know how. But that's cool. It's bringing everything together.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and it's good for what you need it for in the moment. Um, and I
yeah,
know, like you're creative, I'm creative, and so now you have this assistant to plug these things into and say,
that's what it
hey,
feels like. That's what it
yeah,
feels like.
here's yeah.
It's an assistant. Like I did all this stuff today. And I was like, damn. I was like, I feel like I've done a lot, but I haven't really. I just typed it in.
Well,
It was done for me, kind of thing. It was, yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. It
Well,
does. It feels like an assistant.
yeah, but when it takes that team, and if you have that vision and you have the ideas, hey, here's the ideas. How do I execute on it?
Yeah,
Or how do I take it to that realm? And that's where it plugs in, because when you know your personality and you look at a disc assessment to do one of
yeah,
those, you get to know who you are. I'm a high I that will have all these ideas, bring all this energy, and cool, but the execution is lackluster, or the
yeah,
follow
yeah,
up, and so that's where I find super success with chat, because how do I pull this off being who I am? And so again, the more you know yourself, and that's a great place to start a disc assessment. If you have never taken one, then we'll send you the link. If that's number one, do that. It'll give you the results. Then you could probably plug that right into chat saying, hey,
yeah.
I took this disc assessment. Now help me run a real estate business.
Right.
Right?
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
let's put a game plan together.
100%. I
Yeah.
think so.
And then it really just take off from there.
Yeah, we should do some. We should do like this is just me getting ahead of myself. I have this thing. It's my brain.
Oh,
um,
good. Yeah.
yeah, it works. Okay, sometimes. So, as the leader of this organization within EXP, a lot of what I do is same with all my YouTube videos. Whenever I'm teaching something or talking about something, it's always because I've tried it and I'm just expressing the results. So if I do a training on, for example, I don't know, like getting new listing clients via Facebook Messenger, it's because I've been using Facebook Messenger and it worked. And I'm going to teach people how I did it, what I did, how the conversation went. So I'm just thinking now, like, I should ask ChatGPT to give me like a plan or something to make me better at something. For example, it could be a real estate business, it could be making cold calls, it could be running. For example, I run, so I might do that actually, and then just see what it does, see what it gives me, try it out for a week, and then come back and see if it actually worked. Because I
Nice.
don't know, I think it does. I think it would.
Yep.
I don't
Well,
know. I just really like it, and I might say to it like, tell me how to train for a 10K race over the next 7 days. It gives me the answer. Boom, I'm going to try it out. We come back next week. I'm like, damn, it worked. Or damn, I
yeah.
broke my leg. you know. so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I like these kind of things and I like trying it out. I might do that.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Well, it is. Those things are huge, and it's like, all right, cool. Now it eliminates a lot of excuses because
Yeah.
I just know for me, it's like, hey, go work out. Cool. I was laying in bed one night and I had it write a workout. I had chat write a workout for me for my age, me just wanting to gain muscle. What do I need to do? And I wanted to keep it less than 45 minutes a day,
Right.
you know, and said, hey, here's the idea I have. And the more specific you could be in the idea, great. And then he'll take it and run with it. Um, So that's it. And even like you said, like with your running, hey, how can you get better? How can you get faster? How can you go further distance?
Right.
What's your goal of that? Cool. Plug it in and say, hey, get me to this goal.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that with running.
Cool.
See. Tune in next week and find out what happens.
Yes.
Yeah, Jason might be himself because I died, but we'll see.
Yeah. Nobody will watch then because I'll be angry and sad.
Yeah, cool, cool.
Um, awesome. Yes, great stuff on this. And if you guys haven't plugged in, plug in and utilize it because yeah, it's so useful and it's changing quickly.
That's what I'm seeing, yeah, because the first time I ever used ChatGPT was 2023,
Okay.
uh, and I rarely use it. I don't even go in like every month. I will now, but since 2023, I've done like the whole year. I did maybe like 6 prompts in the whole of 2023. That was it.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, but even from then, you can just see it, and not only that, but of course, back then it was just ChatGPT. Back then, it was like 2 years. Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. It wasn't even that far ago.
Right.
Just ChatGPT. That was the thing. That was the craze. Like everyone was just talking about that.
Mhm.
And now there's just so many different things you can get into. It's insane. The amount of AI tools available. It's ridiculous. It really
Mhm.
is. In fact, EXP Spain, I think, is going to include a new AI tool in their monthly quote for the agents here. I don't know what it is yet. We've got a training on it next week, but
Okay.
yeah, it'll be super interesting. Especially when it comes to real estate, there's so many different things that you can do. I've seen, for example, a floor plan drawn by hand
Mhm.
on a piece of paper, no measurements, nothing real, just the floor plan, and it was a really crappy drawing. And AI turned that into a 3D virtual home tour. It
Wow.
did. It was insane. So it took the floor plan, scruffy drawing, and then it made it into like a more professional looking floor
Yeah.
plan, the measurements and straight lines and whatever else.
Wow.
And then it took that and it made um it made like the walls, the doors, it put in some like furniture and stuff, still on a 2D plane. You know, it's just a document with it just made it a little bit more better and more professional. And then it turned it into like a 3D floor plan. And then from there it actually created like a whole house tour where you could like walk through it and see things. It was insane. It blew my mind.
Wow, that is awesome.
I had no idea how powerful AI was until like I saw that specifically. It was like, geez,
Yeah,
where where did it come from here? It's insane.
right, to take a sloppy piece of paper and turn it into a finished product, so to
Like a
speak. I mean,
walkthrough tour. It's amazing. It's amazing.
yeah.
So yeah,
And that's where your brain needs to go. It's good to be what we were talking about, being that visionary and seeing things, but even to dream bigger and to say, hey, how do I get that final product on from this scratch piece of paper? How do I get a virtual walkthrough where everything's measured out perfectly and it's a luxury style home, whatever that is. Think bigger. And this is what is giving us that option to think bigger is chat or any of this AI. It's like, all right, cool. Don't limit yourself.
Mhm.
And that's why ask more questions. Have chat ask you some questions to get to
Right.
know you better. That's always good. Or hey, I'm thinking about building a house. I don't know where to start. Or
Right.
ask me 10 questions or 5 questions of what would help you to help me, and then
Right.
it's going to ask.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. I like how you call it chat and not chat GPT. I'm still on a chat GPT name basis. You're like on the
Yeah,
next level.
we're on first name basis, just chat. Yeah.
Hey, chat, how's it going? Yeah. Wake up in the morning, like, good morning, chat.
Yeah. I ain't got time for GPT.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm still in the formal phase of the relationship.
You'll get there. You'll get there, man. That's hilarious. But yeah, I look at it. I use it quite a bit for so many
Yeah,
different things, and I love it for creativity. I love it for real estate. Just anything really. I'm looking at some of my topics that I've written. I asked for a good thank you letter to a client, and
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That's
use it
cool.
to write some scripts for my YouTube channels.
Right,
I use it for my descriptions in my listings, and but I'm
yeah,
putting in a lot of information in that. I'm just not saying, "Hey, write a description for 123 Main Street." I'm like, "Hey, no, there's a grocery store 0.4 miles away.
right.
There's a
That's how it's
park
supposed to
just down
be.
the
Yeah,
street." Yeah, again, give it detail. Don't take the easy way out. But when you can do all that, it
of
blows
course,
up.
of
Awesome.
course. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Love
That's
it.
you can see when people don't get into it, they just ask for a basic description, and
Hmm.
you can you can see that now.
Yep.
You can tell it was written by ChatGPT and stuff.
Yep.
But
It does. You could tell that stuff. And again, yeah, saying that, read it. Read it out loud, to say, oh, that doesn't sound good,
even say ask for the description and then say, okay, rewrite it again, but don't make it sound like AI made it.
Yeah. Yeah,
you can
exactly. Yeah.
you can do that. It's insane. I don't know. It's just it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play around with it and see what happens. And I'm
Never
really gonna.
use,
What's that?
I was going to say, never use the word delve. Well, what's the word? It used to always use it for me, delve. Today
Right.
we delve into
Yeah, yeah,
DELVE, I think is the word. I'm like,
yeah,
who uses this word?
yeah.
Not a soul. And so that was like one of the very first ones. It kept popping up in all my chats. And I'm like, no more delve.
No more Dow. Get rid of that word from your
You-
dictionary. Yeah.
yeah, we are not using that. I don't even know where that came from.
That's
So,
cool. Cool. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if
No,
you're watching, this, try it out. I mean, really, really take some stuff and implement it. Whether that's you want more listings, you want to work with more buyers, you need thank you letters, you need property descriptions, you need a
you need
plan.
direction.
Everything, yeah, direction. You need to go from 15 sales to 25. You need to go from 1 million in production to 1.8. I don't know. Not even that. You want to be more romantic with your partner. How do you do that 2 days a week over the next month? I don't know. Just at low cost, for example. There's so many different things. Just use it for everything. We can really, really get into ChatGPT and delve into its insides and take advantage of it.
Nice, nicely done. It is, man. And like we were saying, to find your direction, to find what works for you. Yeah, whether you're brand new, whether you're a team leader, it's a way to leverage everybody. So really pay attention to it and yeah, delve into it.
Cool. I see how you did that there. That was nice.
Well, I stole it from you. So yeah, you used it. I had to do it too. So
Cool.
cool, brother. Well, hey, good job. Well, I love that. I love the um, you sharing. I'm glad you were playing around with it today. That's always cool to have conversations about this stuff.
Yeah, no, very, very helpful, practical stuff. If you enjoyed the show today, please give it a share. Give us a comment of some prompts that have helped you with ChatGPT, some things that blew your mind about it all, and any other AI tools that you think might be super helpful as a real estate agent. Let us know. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Whoop, whoop. Thanks.